Good evening, sir. How are you?
Wonderful,
It's
wonderful.
so good to see you.
Same here. First time, I think this is my debut on this kind of a thing. So I was on actually listening to you for the last 4 or 5 minutes. I didn't know how to get myself on the screen. Now I found out.
Oh, amazing. So there is this new thing that you learned during quarantine. So how's it treating you? I know you're a very busy man, but is quarantine as busy or it's a little relaxed?
It's starting to get busy because suddenly everybody's realized that we've got to get creative with whatever constraints we have. So suddenly there are a lot of Skype sessions. So actually, this might make our lives comfortable because a lot of people might think, why fly this guy down there and bring him to the studio and all that stuff, can get the same thing like this. Like this morning, I did one, multi sort of faced show for
Yeah.
4 or 5 people. Normally, we would go into the Star Sports studio and do it. But sitting at home in my bedroom, it was done. So.
So you think a lot of careers will change after the lockdown's over or after this whole pandemic settles down?
Yeah, because the viewers get comfortable
Yeah.
watching us like this. If they enjoy this,
Yeah.
then why set up, jazzy studios and why get people there? And plus, what is going to happen is we'll conquer this virus. I think all of us are taking precautions and our immune system eventually, hopefully, will conquer this. But what is going to be a problem is the economic impact of this. So now after this, you and me and everybody watching this, be careful. सबकी तनख्वाह कटने वाली है प्रोडक्शन कॉस्ट जो एज इट इज बजट्स कम होते हैं रिधिमा वो और भी कम होने वाले हैं सो गेट यूज्ड टू दिस आई थिंक दिस माइट स्टार्ट हैपनिंग अ लिटिल
Okay, this is not started on a positive note.
व्हाट यू
ऐसा मत
एक्सपेक्ट
बोलो. So what? Forget ये तो होगी काम की बात. But what other than I see that you are really keeping everybody entertained with cutting vegetables, and I have to say that it has been done to utmost perfection, like you do everything else.
या पीपल सॉ मी कटिंग द वेजिटेबल्स वो होता है उसको क्या बोलते हैं हम मराठी में गवार गवार गवारा की
हाँ हाँ
भाजी बोलते
हाँ
हैं
हाँ हाँ.
एंड द एंड्स हैव टू बी कट सो स्टाइलिशली वो मैंने पोस्ट किया एंड एवरीथिंग पीपल वॉच तो उसमें एक वो ये भी होता है एक धागा निकालते हैं साइड से टिक करके एक लाइन होती है साइड में दैट आई फॉरगॉट टू रिमूव सो इवेंचुअली इट वाज कुक्ड एंड नोबडी एट इट बिकॉज़ दैट थिंग दैट इज देयर ऑन द साइड एक धागे जैसा होता है दैट इज यू
हाँ हाँ
कांट
हाँ हाँ.
chew it. So the
Yeah.
whole bhaji got wasted because I didn't cut it properly.
Oh damn.
So technique is overrated.
Oh, technique is overrated. You have to have experience. Do you rate experience over technique?
Yes, and to be having वो बोलते हैं ना spend hours you'll get better at it. So been there done that होना चाहिए. तो मैंने वो stylish cut करके एकदम ज्ञान दिया सबको, but it wasn't done well.
और
Confession.
एक और ट्वीट किया आपने एक एनालॉजी की कि स्वीपिंग द फ्लोर एंड लाइक स्वीपिंग द बॉल हैज द सेम टेक्निक.
Yes.
यस
So
इट डज.
क्योंकि मैं एकदम क्लासिकल किस्म का बैट्समैन था एंड पीपल वुड थिंक यू शुड बी अ लिटिल मोर डायनामिक एंड ऑल दैट तो मैं हवा में कम मारता था I'm actually, I think I hit only 1 6 in my test career.
या
My father played more test matches than me and he didn't hit a single six. तो स्वीप शॉट में along the ground खेलता था लेकिन उसका आज मुझे फायदा मिला क्योंकि स्वीपिंग द फ्लोर इट हैज टू बी डन along the ground. अगर आप हवा में करो जैसे हार्दिक पांड्या और ये लोग करते हैं they'll be of no use. उनका sweeping will go into the faces of their family members. So finally, classical
योर टेक्निक इज पेड ऑफ.
thing wins.
आई सी. एनी अदर टेक्निक्स की एनालॉजीज इन योर हाउसहोल्ड चोर्स दैट यू फाउंड आउट?
नहीं, there's no choice. You have to just chip in because you see one person working. तो what I've also realized is कि अगर आप रोज करते रहो वो चीज तो थोड़ी थोड़ी
या
आसान हो जाती है. Like the second time today, this morning when I swept the floor. Now it happens once in 3 days, not every day. That's my
अच्छा.
rule that I'm sweeping it. So
ओके.
this time it wasn't so hectic.
या all right. Okay, so I have, so I was just like scanning through your social media and I see that you have a great fan following on Twitter, which is about 3.1 million something. Is that a lot of responsibility?
Uh, those are followers.
Yeah.
Fan following, if you want to segregate, I don't know whether there is a word yet for somebody who gets trolled very often. Then would I be a trolley? Is a pay hota hai वैसे recipient. I am quite a popular trolley.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm very scared of Twitter. अगर कुछ करना है आजकल तो इतना कॉन्फिडेंस मेरा कम हो गया है कि मैं करता हूँ और 3-4 लोगों को दिखाता हूँ स्नैपशॉट लेके ओके टू ट्वीट इवन द मोस्ट बिनाइन ट्वीट नो आई गेट रियली स्केयर्ड व्हेन आई स्टार्टेड ऑफ बिंदास करता था लेकिन आई हैव टू बी वेरी केयरफुल बिकॉज़ इट मेक्स quite an impact.
So that is what is going to be my next question, that how do you handle criticism then? Because of late we've seen a lot coming. So how are you handling it?
See, nobody knows me personally. Very few people, you know me personally, but those people don't know. They love the game and they love it passionately, unconditional unka love hai. So they like certain teams, certain players, and मैं तो जो देखता हूँ quickly बोल देता हूँ. It's all live, you know. It's not something that I think about 2 days. तो कुछ चीजें होती है which you know somebody loves a cricketer, you know, worships a cricketer, and I don't say something nice about it. So immediately I hate you. But that is all actually the passion that drives cricket. Ridhima, you've seen it, the Indian fan. I mean, we were in England together. It's incredible. So this is not so much hate for me. It's about the opinions, and it's the passion for the game which makes this a billion-dollar industry. I mean, India is not yet the richest country in the world, but we've got 2 properties. Worth, one of the television companies have picked 2 properties over $1 billion.
Right.
It is only because of the fans that they love this. उनका कोई balanced and rational following नहीं. अगर rational or balanced following होता, the rights would have gone for millions, not billions.
Right. So this gets me to the question that would you say that it's fair? Like, you know, anchoring, commentating is a different profession from cricket. And with all respect to the fans and the love, the blind love and support they would have for a certain cricketer. But is it fair for a commentator to be judicious about what he's saying just because the fans want to hear it like that? Or the commentator, as an expert, to talk about what is really happening?
Good question. And it's a decision I took very early in my life. I think a lot of commentators do that, you know, when they start their profession, when they thought natural hote, and then they start seeing the reaction. And then you've got to make a call.
Yeah.
Are you going to say what you see, or are you going to say what people want to hear?
Yeah.
And by nature, I can't do the second. So I toned down a little bit, but I can easily say things that, you know, hawa chalti hai, you know what you want to make people happy, you can say it. Yeah. And I say it if I mean it, but I will never ever lie just to please somebody. Say something which is not true.
Right. But I just...
opinion ये मानिए, sorry Ridhima, my opinion may not be right. तो मैं fans को यही बोलता हूँ कि अगर मैंने बोल दिया कि वो बात है, वो मेरी राय है. You need not agree with it. Yeah. You know, that's all.
Yeah. But I mean, all you guys have played the sport on the field and even on the commentary mic. I just feel like, say, an audience, I think even when, say, a commentary has not gone the way the fans would want to perceive it, it still makes great moments for cricket. Like, for example, like overall, the audience appeal towards that is still very high. Like, for example, that bits and pieces thing that happened. I'm sorry I'm bringing it up.
You were right there, no?
I was right there with you, That thing that happened and the way Ravindra Jadeja played that innings. And then you came on our digital show and you said, you gave a response to that with the bits and pieces of sheer brilliance. He's like, you know, he proved me wrong. I think that was a great moment for cricket overall. It was a great experience. So as a package, it looks good.
Yeah, correct. And you can see the kind of tightrope that we walk. That comment is a normal cricketing term that is used by a lot of people. In fact, after this happened, the next match, India-Sri Lanka, Sangakkara was sitting next to me and Jeevan Mendes came in to bat and he described him as a bits and pieces player. And I said, Sangha, be careful. And then we had a laugh about it. But when they asked me whether Jadeja should be playing regularly for India in white ball cricket, and I use that term to say this, that I'm a huge supporter of Jadeja when it comes to test matches because I think he's brilliant in test matches. White ball tough. His track record wasn't great. And it was not a tweet Nor did I say it on our world feed that we were doing for the World Cup. It was when I got to cover the net and 3-4 mics ऐसे आए news channel वाले and बेचारे they were waiting for a long time, waiting for something. तो मैंने कहा कि चलो इनसे बात करते हैं. And that is the question that was asked. And somebody picked out that particular line and put it out there. And, poor Jadeja, there's so much pressure and everything. Somebody must have told him that this is how he's called him. So I can understand his reaction, but this is the tightrope, that we walk.
Okay. Now tell me some of your favorite moments of commentary. Like you thought that this was the best stint ever.
Oh God. Tough one, really. सोचना पड़ेगा ये मैं थोड़ा अभी के लिए leave करता हूँ and I'll bring out one particular instance which would be fun for all those people who are here to listen to. मैं सोचता हूँ कि कौन सा moment something that I'll never forget. हाँ, I remember one moment. Eden Gardens, India Australia, VVS Lakshman 280. India wins that game and it was an incredible win. And I remember at the time, and it's actually there on air as well, that VVS Lakshman, walked off the field and I said, well played, it's a great innings and I've never done this before. I'm actually going to get up in the commentary box from my seat and give a standing ovation to this kind of an innings. It's something that I don't do. I try and be a little more clinical about things. But that is one particular match and that inning that VVS played, it was top quality from ball number 1 to the end and the result and everything. So that is something I remember getting emotional about. और एक दूसरी चीज वर्ल्ड कप फाइनल जब हम वानखेड़े में जीते, I pride myself on being very neutral and not getting sucked in. But World Cup finally, India winning and all that, I became an Indian, got completely emotional and that was brilliant. And हम लोग सब ground पे थे and what typical होता है ना, we do interviews with the players, losers, ये वो सब. And Sachin was just standing there quietly, because he's not a guy who is easy to get interviews of. और तब मेरा थोड़ा उसके साथ रिलेशनशिप थोड़ा फॉर्मल था, काफी साल हो गए एक साथ खेल के. बट मैंने सोचा कि टू हेल विद एवरीथिंग, दिस इज अ वर्ल्ड कप ट्रायल, मैं बेशरम एकदम मेरी सीनियरिटी यूज करूंगा. एंड प्रोफेसर शेट्टी वाज नेक्स्ट टू हिम एंड मैंने कहा कि प्रोफेसर सचिन, then Sachin looked at me and I just did this, and he was like, you've got to talk. This is a World Cup trial. So, he came in and if you remember, he had that hair highlighted and all that. So that is the one that I'll never forget, where I said to hell with everything. I'm senior by age. And when he played for Mumbai and stuff, I was his captain. So I said, come, talk.
So this is, in fact, I've heard you say this, that sometimes I need to keep myself from getting emotional about a match. And I find this the toughest task because cricket, as we all know, has a lot of national sentiment to it, or for that matter, any sport. Especially जब हमारा India खेल रहा है and our players are playing out there, and I know, and you know this, that during the World Cup in 2019, when India lost that match, I was teary-eyed, like many people in the fans, and that's not something that we would say is a very good thing to do, especially because you're, like you very rightly mentioned, you're supposed to be unbiased. So as a commentator,